In the beginning, a city is shown. Ever since childhood, he has not been welcomed by the world. He knew it, but he was born like this, and he thought there would come a time when someone would help him. He hopes. On the other side of the road where Tenju is walking, he heard a girl saying, "Please stop for a second." He thought that some boys surrounded a girl named Kaori Hojo and said it was about tea, nothing else. Hojo asked to leave her way, but the boys were not letting her go. Tenju stepped forward towards the boys, and he tells them that Hojo does not like their behavior. Hearing this, the boys got angry and beat him badly. Then the police came, and the boys ran away. On the way back home, Tenju remembered his lessons his grandfather had taught him. Because of his appearance, he had to be bullied from childhood. Middle school student Yuuya Tenju has been bullied since childhood because of his obesity, even by his parents, who prefer his more attractive brother and sister. In a house inherited by his grandfather, the only one to treat Yuuya kindly, Tenju returns home and goes to bed, and his grandfather's picture is drawn on the wall of the room. His grandfather was the only person who cared for him, and he taught to treat all with kindness, and happiness would find him. After that, the dead body of the grandfather was shown. Before his grandfather died, Tenju bequeathed all his possessions, including his house. Tenju's parents wanted to take it away from him, but the paperwork was overwhelming, so they gave up, and Tenju was left alone. After that, he lives alone and works part-time. Tenju's middle school graduation day, he cried when she saw the nasty comments in her diary. And when he was leaving the school, some boys came from behind and started harassing and beating him. Tenju returns home and eats, then goes to the washroom to cry over his condition, and says that nothing will ever change, and punched the wall. As soon as the wall is punched, the secret door opens. Tenju is shocked to see this. Tenju goes to the other side of the door and ends up in a room. His grandfather had traveled to the other worlds and brought back strange souvenirs. They are probably kept in his secret room. After that, he saw another door, and as he opened the door and entered, he saw a screen, and fell down after being scared. Then he goes inside and sees many things coming up on the screen. He wants to see the status there. As his status is 1, he is disappointed. There was a mention of earning extra points in the screen's menu, and started to see everything inside the room. Open the window and be surprised to say that this is really another world that operates like a video game. On the table, he finds a letter written in a different language, and after reading that letter, he realizes that he has become the owner of this house. Tenju picks up a large sword among the many tools kept there and says it is even more dangerous than he thought it was. Then, he went throughout the house's back door and checked the weapons, but he can't even use a weapon properly. Then a note comes on the screen that he does not have to use these weapons. He returns his weapons to the screen. Instead, he will learn true martial arts. When he was returning the last weapon, a monster attacked from behind. Tenju then throws the weapon in his hand and tries to see if he can, and he plucked up the courage and threw the weapon, and if he succeeds, the monster dies. Tenju is shown on the screen at level 100, and there lies the monster's remains. Tenju approaches them. Then he said it was enough for the first day, and now he must go home. Before walking out the door, the asset conversion note appears on the screen, and according to the rest of the monsters, they are converted into money. Tenju was shocked this time. He came home and fell asleep, but his body changed in the middle of the night. In the morning, he sees the change in his body and is surprised. All his clothes become unwearable. Then he travels to the garden of the other world and waters the trees. Vegetables are brought there and cooked. Then, another monster attacked, and Tenju countered. A rare locket of that monster remains, along with many other items. He put the locket on his neck. His label increases, and according to the monster's balance, they are converted into money. He buys his new school uniform. That evening, Tenju fought with another monster. The next day, Tenju goes to school. Everyone appreciates her appearance. He went to class and sat, and some boys came and asked if he has come to transfer. They had never seen him before. Then he says that he is Yuuya Tenju, and the whole class was shocked. And the boys say that it is impossible. It cannot happen. Tenju is then surprised to see himself in the mirror of the school's washroom. What is the truth in the mirror? Kaori Hojo is seen who has come to his school in search of Tenju. When he got out of the car, he saw Yuuya Tenju in front of him and asked him if he was Yuuya Tenju. Tenju replies, yes. Kaori jokingly tells Tenju that he has become slimmer. Tenju becomes unprepared. Kaori tries to remind him that one day when he was surrounded by some goons in front of the store, Tenju saved him from them. Tenju remembered. Then he asked how Kaori knew his name. Kaori says that he wants to say thank you, so it sounds a little rude to say it, but he did the investigation. Tenju is surprised to say thank you. Kaori then offers him to attend Usui Academy. Hearing this, Tenju was surprised. One of his siblings said that he thought so. Another says that this is the uniform of Usui Academy. Tenju is surprised and says, Usui Academy? Meaning super elite school? Kaori apologizes for being late in introducing herself and says that her name is Kaori Hojo. She serves as an officer of Usui Academy's student council. And the gentleman with her said that Kaori's father is the chairman of the board at the elite school Usui Academy. When he heard that Kaori was saved by Tenju from some hooligans, he wanted Tenju to come to Usui Academy. Tenju hesitates and says that he didn't actually save her. He is very grateful they gave him this offer, but he needs the academic ability to be accepted into Usui Academy. Interrupting his words, his siblings tell him that if he doesn't want to enroll at Usui Academy, then let them enroll. Both of them are good academically and in sports. They are now in their third year of middle school, but next year, as claiming they are better suited to Usui, but Kaori rejects them as spiteful bullies. Kaori states that she is deeply indebted to Tenju. She'll never want to enroll in the academy those who bully him. Their everyday words and actions were investigated. Then his siblings said that she investigated them too, and becomes depressed. Kaori says that now whatever he says is able to change his answer, and said that Usui values strength of character over grades, so there won't be any problem enrolling him. The gentleman with Kaori says that it's better to talk to Tenju if he looks around the school rather than standing here and talking about it, miss, and asks Tenju if it's okay for him. Tenju says that, you mean at that moment? The gentleman said that he would inform the school and his early leave if concerned about his afternoon lesson. Kaori holds Tenju's hand and says, let's go, and they left by car. Seeing all this, his siblings were jealous. The next scene shows Usui Academy, the famous Usui Academy that Tenju heard about. Everyone enrolled here specializes in different fields. Anyone who can enroll here has a future secured. In the next scene, Tenju is seen in the chairman's room of Usui Academy. Coffee is served to him. The chairman thanked him. He then introduces himself as the elite Usui Academy board chairman, Tsukasa Hojo, and says that Kaori has told him all about him. Tsukasa bowed and thanked Tenju for saving his daughter. Tenju gets shocked, stands up, and says, please don't bow. He didn't save Kaori, which isn't all that impressive. Kaori said that there were many people present. He wasn't the only one who did anything for her when they were back on the other side. Only some people do this. Kaori's father said that he should feel proud of his actions. This proves that he is perfect for studying in this school, which they accept in this school. Kaori's father then says that he should come to the main point now. He wants Tenju to come to this school. What does he think? This will serve to save his daughter, and he will not have to worry about tuition. Tenju says that only one like him will enroll here, where only geniuses come. Kaori's father then asks who does Tenju mean by genius. Tenju says that it refers to those who can do anything after that. Kaori's father then says that, in his opinion, geniuses are the ones who can do anything, choosing the right path. Also said that everyone has their own qualities, they have to be found. Try challenging yourself in different ways, and have fun. It's not too late yet. Usui Academy is built for young people. He finds his grandfather and becomes emotional at Kaori's father's words. Kaori's father says that he wants to enroll in the trial for today. Just then, Professor Sawada knocks on the door. Tsukasa says, perfect timing. Come inside, and says that Tenju should, as a trial, attend a science class run by Professor Sawada. Professor Sawada says there is nothing to worry about. She will teach him everything he wants. Tsukasa states that Professor Sawada is an authority in the world of science. Her classes are very easy to understand, and she is also very popular among the students. In the next scene, Tenju is seen outside the door of the science class, looking confused. Professor Sawada asks him to enter the classroom. Tenju remembers the chairman's words and entered the classroom, and introduced Tenju. Tenju introduced himself and says that he is here for the trial, where most of the female students are smitten with his good looks. Professor Sawada asked Tenju to sit down, and the class began. After the class, everyone surrounded Tenju and started asking questions. Tenju was shocked to see that. Then, Ryu appears and then asks that he be allowed to eat lunch. Ryu also says everyone, including him, is very curious about him. After that, they go to the school cafeteria. Tenju is surprised to see the food price there and says that everything is less than 500 yen. Ryu said that everyone was surprised when they first came here. And Tenju says, paradise. Then they take the food and sit at the table. Then they are called by Shingo. The three of them talk and eat together. Tenju notices that everyone in the cafeteria is looking at him. Tenju thinks everyone is looking at him for his clothes, but Ryu says it's because of his looks. Tenju is sitting in front of Tsukasa in the chairman's room after school. Tsukasa asks him what he thinks about Usui Academy. In response, Tenju says, incredible. Lessons are very easy to understand. Faculty is also good. Tenju likes that all the students are having a lot of fun, and he thinks this is the first time everyone has considered him an equal and treated him like a human. Tsukasa asks if he wants to enroll here. Tenju said again, "Is someone like him worthy of being enrolled here?" Tsukasa reiterates that he is eligible to enroll here, and Tenju agrees. Then Tenju meets Kaori. Afterwards, they went to hang out. Tenju asked that Kaori comes here with her friends, right? But Kaori says that she has no friends, as she is always reserved. But she wants to come along with Tenju. Afterwards, they eat snacks. Kaori says it's a better treat. At one point, Kaori asked how she knew Tenju. Kaori says, seeing his eyes. Kaori tells her not to call her Hojo-san, but to call her Kaori. Kaori offers him her food, and Tenju offers him his food as well. After that, Tenju went back to another world, where he fought with two monsters, one after the other, and found a girl from another world there. Would you like a cheat skill in real life? What would it be? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.